Hello, hello. Today I want to talk about the things that I don't like in Lolita fashion. As you can see, and from my channel, obviously I do love the fashion. There are some trends or I don't know, certain elements of the fashion that I don't particularly like. And now this is not to say that if you like any of these things that I don't like you or I don't like your cord. This is like my personal preference and the things that I've tried that just personally don't suit me or I just don't vibe with. Do you know what I mean? So if you own any of these things, good for you. You do you. So yeah, just thought I should clarify that. So first up, it has to be split wigs. Now, I used to own a split wig, although mine was actually a straight split wig and I wore it more for like gyaru fashion. You know, back in the day I wore all different types of gal, and I know that that sounds really hypocritical of me right now because my fringe is like split and then I've got like the grey side and then the black side, but it's more like just a chunk in the front and then the rest is like black with grey underneath. But yeah, I look back on split wigs with fondness, like a nostalgic fondness, you know, with the way you look back at emo fashion, like wow, what a time. Don't want to wear it again, but wow, what a time. I just don't think they fit with any of my dresses that I have. I much prefer having my natural hair and doing something with that. Do you know what's another annoying thing about Lolita? Getting getting a wedgie because you can't pull it out. So many layers. Wow, that was classy. Also within the realm of wigs, Rhapsody wigs. I had about 3 Rhapsody wigs. I think I had a pink one. I had a blonde one which was great for gyaru and I really like that style of hair for gyaru, but Lolita, no, I just feel like it's just too, there's just too much. They were so long on me and then it's covering up half the dress and yeah. Next is shiny fabric. I mean, I think if you've bought a cheaper dress and it comes in like a shiny-ish fabric, I mean, is this shiny? Oh, it's got a little sheen to it, but it's more like it's more of like this sheer fabric. But if you're buying an Angelic Pretty dress for like 280 quid, which I think is a lot of money, and it turns up in this cheap, shiny looking fabric, it just makes it look like a costume. And if you did pay cheap for it, then whatever. But I can't imagine the frustration of spending £280 on a dress for it to turn up in really thin, shiny fabric. That's just depressing. The next thing that I probably will never buy in Lolita are bloomers. And I know everyone is very adamant about like, you must own bloomers. It's basically so that if you bend over, no one's gonna see your derriere or your knickers or whatever, or your thong or commando, whatever you do or don't wear underneath your dress. But personally, I just don't vibe with bloomers, and the reason is they're very like baggy. So that means that a lot of the times the seam is lower than where the crotch is supposed to be. This isn't making any sense. Basically, I have quite wide thighs and they chafe, and if I don't wear anything underneath, or if I wear bloomers, my thighs at the top are still touching and they rub and it's so uncomfortable. If I'm wearing tights, it's fine. But in summer, I tend to just wear chub rub shorts, which are like these nude coloured shorts. Okay, these are my shorts. They're basically just, I've worn them a lot, so they're all bobbly and a bit worse for wear, but they're from a company called Snag Tights, who are a UK brand, and they make tights up to I think size 20 or size 22, I think, and they do chub rub shorts. So in summer I wear chub rub shorts and they just don't move, and that's what I love. Also, I probably would never buy bloomers that peek out at the bottom of your dress, and like I've said in every single video, I'm short. So the dress already hits my knee, sometimes below my knee. So if I had bloomers peeking out below that, I'd have about this much leg showing. And then that just completely ruins my proportions. Also, I don't like bend over like this way. Like I'd never have my like bum out. If I go to pick something up, I put my whole body down like a squat and then pick the thing up and then stand up. I don't know. That's just me. You know, I'm just so like unique, you know. Next are cotton blouses. What it is about cotton blouses, or the ones that I've tried, I think I've worn bodyline cotton blouses, and I used to get some from this shop in Camden called Sai Sai, which was more like stuff from Taobao, I think. It was just so like crunchy and stiff, and then when I'd walk it'd be like I do actually own one cotton blouse by Angelic Pretty, and I will say it's very soft, but I got that blouse for free by a friend, so that was really lovely. I think they look really adorable in like old school style. I much prefer polyester, like airy fairy princessy style sleeves. Next, Angelic Pretty bags. Look at the straps on that, like completely peeled away. I only spent £20 on this bag, so I'm not like entirely mad. But can you imagine if you bought this brand new, what's that, 150 quid? Maybe 100? And it starts to do this. So I have this bag because hot pink in Lolita is really hard to come by. And I also really love bow-shaped bags. But as you can see, it's like wrinkling and peeling. And I found nail varnish that matched the colour of the bag. And I just kind of went over the bits that are peeling, but it just continues to peel over and over, that I just think in the end, this bag's gonna be covered in nail varnish. Speaking of bags, I don't like, or personally would never buy, Angelic Pretty plush bags. If a bag does not fit your phone, then the purpose of a bag is just obsolete. What's the point? And I understand some people have a bag and then they have the little plushie as just like an accessory. For me, I think they're overpriced, they're expensive, and they don't really have any use. And fair enough, if I found one for like 20 quid, I'd be like, oh, sure, I'll buy that. But they're never 20 quid, are they? Even when they're second hand, they're at least over 100 quid. And I would rather that money went towards a dress than a tiny bag that doesn't fit anything in it. And while we're on the topic of plushie bags, I'm not that into Angelic Pretty plushies. That's not to say I don't think they're cute. Their plushies are adorable. But again, the price for something that's just going to sit on my bed, or I may carry around with me for like one coordinate. I'm the girl who has a Hello Kitty plushie on her bed that costs 50p from her boot sale. So do with that what you will. I also cannot stand shades of colours that don't match. There's nothing worse than buying a pink blouse and it turns up salmon. Salmon can get in the bin. Most of it you buy online, like there's not really a physical shop that you can go in to actually see the colours and, you know, compare. So most of the time you're waiting a long time and it turns up the completely wrong shade and it doesn't match your dress. Unless you buy the whole set. But I have also found when you buy Angelic Pretty matching socks to a dress, the shade doesn't match the dress. And this is why I love pastel colours with accents of black, because you can't go wrong with black. So the next thing I don't like about Lolita fashion is the blouse / no blouse debate. Personally, I don't even think it needs to be a debate, because I think if you buy a dress, wear it however you want. If you want to alter it and get the skirt like made really short, like a mini dress, like who am I to tell you not to do that? That's your dress. Do whatever. I don't care. If you want to walk around without a blouse on, I really don't care. And I kind of understand when people are like new to the fashion, if they're seeing someone who's like altered it or is not wearing a blouse, or that they don't have the foundations of what makes a Lolita outfit. I understand that, but I also think there is so much information out there to like nowadays than there was back in like 2008, for example, that I don't know. And I think if someone follows the wrong thing and makes mistakes, just let them make mistakes. That's the whole point of being a newbie. You try things out and then you look back 3 years later and go, oh, that didn't work. And I have a lot of JSKs that I actually think look really great without a blouse. I'll like post some examples of dresses that I have that I am planning on wearing in the summer with no blouse. I don't want to be uncomfortable in the heat. The next thing that I don't like in Lolita, is going to sound really hypocritical of me because I'm wearing it right now, is OPs. This is an exception because I bought this dress as like an Anastasia style dress. You know, the yellow one that she wears when she's in the ballroom and she's having like flashbacks about her family and her life as a royal, as a Romanov, and she transforms into this like yellow gown and it has this pastel blue bow belt around her. Yeah, this just gave me Anastasia vibes and I was like, I have to have it. But generally I don't tend to buy OPs because I like to mix and match things in different ways. I think you can completely change up your outfit depending on your blouse. There's no shirring at the back. They always kind of tend to sit funny on me, OPs. But this is just specifically Angelic Pretty that I'm talking about. I don't know about Baby or any of the other brands. Speaking of Baby, this one might be a bit controversial because I know near enough everyone on the internet absolutely loves this mascot and I just don't understand the appeal, but I'm not a fan of Usakumya. Now, before you fire off at me, I don't mind Usakumya-chan on prints. I don't know the full name of the dress, but they do this beautiful Christmas dress and it has Usakumya on it. I don't mind her being a mascot. It's more the Plushie bags. Again, you can't fit anything in them. And to me, they just kind of, they don't really fit with my wardrobe. And she's a bit derpy looking. Oh, I feel like people are gonna be so mad. I don't know, she just looks derpy to me. Like, it's like, you know when you get like knockoff Hello Kitty or like My Melody Sanrio plushies and they're just like the eyes just like slightly wonky and it's like just that bit, there's like an element of derp. God. I just feel like people are really gonna hate me. I'm sorry, I think the bear is cuter. I don't know the bear's name. It's like a little yellow bear that sometimes it's like a little charm. That's cute. Having a bag charm, all for that. But yeah, sorry, it's just my opinion that no one asked for. Okay, the next one is quite personal, but I don't like my own glasses with Lolita. This is what they look like. This really hurts because I have contact lenses in, which are also prescription, and then these are prescription. Ow! I love the shape of my glasses, and I know a lot of Lolitas that do wear glasses. When I go to take a picture, I always get the reflection coming off of my glasses, and it completely covers up all of my eye makeup that I've done. I really like massive eyelashes as well, and a lot of times when I wear my glasses, the eyelashes get stuck on the lens, so that's annoying. And I can wear contact lenses, so I prefer to do that. I don't know if this one's going to be controversial as well, but I do not like brown in Sweet Lolita prints. Brown in classic Lolita makes sense to me because I think classic is a lot more inspired by vintage clothing and also more historical clothing. It follows the same colours, and obviously back in the day, unless you were super rich, you weren't walking around in like pink dresses. So I think when you're wearing classic Lolita and you have like brown shoes, for example, it makes sense. It fits the aesthetic of classic, I think. And that's not to say that I dislike brown overall, because I do wear brown for like my Outlander outfits, but I do not like brown in my Sweet Lolita. So that's like the chocolate prints and ones with like biscuits and cakes on. And I think it's because biscuits and cakes are normally like a beige colour, and I don't like beige or brown with all my pastel colours. I'm not really a cookie, like bakery sweets print type of person. The only dress or skirt that I would purchase that does have cakes on is Memorial Cake, because that is just pastel goodness and there's no beige and brown on there. So the next thing is bonnets. Honestly, there's been so many people that have almost turned me to liking bonnets, but I just know if I put that on my head, I think I would feel ridiculous. And I know that if someone was to be like, are you Little Bo Peep? I'd be like, yeah, I kind of feel like her right now. So yes, I am Little Bo Peep. I think a lot of the people who I've seen wear bonnets have been in classic Lolita, and again, that makes sense to me because it's historical and it just goes with the overall theme, especially when they have flowers in. Oh my god, it's beautiful. But I'm not really a fan of like sweet print bonnets. Me personally, I know I'd feel a bit ridiculous with it on my head. And the last thing that the reason why I've probably never bought a baby dress is their fabric. I think now, the fabric is actually amazing. Like, I love the feel of the fabric, and it's definitely better than Angelic Pretty's, you know, more shittier polyester fabrics. But it's just so thick to the point that I had a baby JSK before. I can always see like their armpit part. I can see on the mannequin, I'm like, that's gonna stick out on me. But luckily it's a JSK, so you can pull it in. And when I do, all the fabric kind of like what am I doing? It bunches up together and it creates these kind of like bumps in the back of the dress. And yeah, I think I've tried on a few baby dresses like in Closet Child, and they've all just done the same. The fabric is just way too thick, so that if you pull it in, it just basically bunches up together. So you'd have to be the exact measurement. I don't know, I see so many people that look great in baby dresses, but there's just something about their fabric, it just doesn't sit right on me. So those are probably the things that I personally wouldn't purchase for my own coordinates. But let me know in the comments below things that you like. No, the things that we're doing dislikes today, the things that you dislike in Lolita. Even if it's something that I personally wear, I'm not going to take offense, because we all have different body types, we all have different tastes, and there's things that I look on other people and think, I love that for you, that looks great on you, would look like a sack of shit on me. So yeah, let me know what you dislike in Lolita. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye. Laters.